Exactly. So, as you all know, I'm walking 196 miles across Tennessee. I'm at about mile 36, so I'm about fifth of the way there. I have about 16, 17 days to go, I guess, till election day. And the purpose of this is to show that nothing will stop me from A, winning this election, but B, fighting for you and your family. It's really heartwarming. You know, I spent the past 6 months, but you all know I ran at 18 as well in the primary. Really, for the past 2 years, going throughout these communities. And as we get to the end, it's kind of a moment of reflection and remember all the people I've met along the way and all the people I'm fighting for when we win this election in 17 days. Um, I'm here also with really good Here's the honest God truth. Scott Desjardins for a decade has done nothing to earn your vote. You, as Democrats and Republicans, and people who are none of the above. And Congressman Desjardins woke up to a poll that he commissioned a week ago and found out what we knew for a while. He was in deep trouble. But you can't do anything for 9.5 years, 9.9 years and 10 months, and then in the last second decide to campaign and think it's going to turn around. If we do the work we need to do, we're going to win this election. I promise you that. We're going to win this election. He is terrified. He is unhinged. He's doing everything in the book. He's throwing everything at me, but it's too late because here's the reality of it. My community, our community, does not know Scott Desjardins. They know me. They know me, and they know that I know you. That I know your joys, your hopes, your sufferings, and your anxieties. And so the feeling that you have in your heart, this is probably bigger than you expect it to be. It's happening all across this state. People realize that they're not alone. That Hale supporters are all across Tennessee. And you know what excites me? A good third of them aren't Democrats. In fact, many of them are Republicans. We have Trump Hale supporters all across Tennessee. Now, let me be clear: I'm a Democrat. I support Vice President Biden, but anyone is welcome into this campaign. I can't just win with Democrats. I need anyone who wants to leave Tennessee a little bit better. They found it. So we're gonna do this walk, but I'm gonna ask three things of you to consider right now the feeling in your bones that you have, the excitement that you have. It cannot just be mere feelings. We've got to act on it. We've got to make things happen. Even here in Murray County, much to Andy Ogle's consternation, big things are happening with this campaign. We're going up underneath his nose and making big things happen. So there's three things I need from you today. I wish you would consider making a donation. We've had over 6,000 people donate to this campaign. I have donations from every state in this country. Every state in this country, all 50 states have invested right here in Columbia, right here in Murray County, right here in this campaign. The average contribution is $32.11. This money goes to our campaign, ensure that our message can out there. We can reach the voters that we need to reach to win this election. So here's my question. Would you raise your hand today if you pledge to make a contribution to this campaign? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need him. I need him. Thank you. Wife's calling husband, and we got to do it. Thank you. The reason that's very, very kind. After this walk, Brendan, my colleague here, we can take it via Square Reader with a little card. You can take a check or cash. I promise it's not going to McDonald's. It's going to this campaign, which has the most number of grassroots donors in the entire state of Tennessee. The second thing I need from you, those signs. Those signs are so important. I think I've told stories down in Murray County before. There's a guy in Spring Hill named Jeremy who was 43 years old. He was at that GM plant up there. He's a Republican, okay? He's conservative. He saw the Hell Yes sign in Spring Hill. I think there's the Wendy's up there, Wendy's and McDonald's, and someone put it out there over the summer. And he loved my sign. And so Jeremy loved my sign. He looked me up. He liked what I stood for. He said I had a decent smile. He seems like a good guy, lifelong Tennessee. I'm all in. And then Jerry went to church, I think right downtown, an evangelical church right downtown here in Columbia. And he found out 3 weeks later the worst news he got all summer. Chris Hale is a Democrat. And so Jeremy, 43 years old, for the first time in his adult life, asked himself the following question. Who was my congressman? pro-life, pro-family, proud Christian Jeremy asked himself, who is my congressman? What happened when pro-life, pro-family, proud Christian Jeremy Googled Scott Desjardins? He found out what we all know. He found out what we all have seen and embarrassed us again and again and again and argued again and again and again. Pro-life, pro-family, proud Christian conservative Jeremy, 43 years old, is voting for a Democrat for the first time in his life. Those signs are missionary. They get me folks that would not normally vote for Democrats because they like them. They think they're funny. And frankly, let's be real, it's surprising to find Democrats around here sometimes. So today we have these signs. We've had thousands of signs. We've had 2,000 or 3,000 in the ground today. We're doubling that before election day. Will you raise your hand if you'll take a sign and put it in your community and put it? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We've already got on.
We got it.
We're doing
So yes, well, we need them more. So you probably talk to Christina then.
Yeah, we're with her.
You can put them anywhere. Honestly, at this point, I normally say we need your information. We don't need your information. Just put them where you need to put them. These signs, if they get stolen, we'll give you more. Don't be afraid of that. We've got to be outward facing. When people look at these signs, we get people into the polls that we never would have gotten before. The third thing I'm asking for you is, I know it's the hardest one, I need volunteers. And my volunteer capacity is very easy. All you do is call or text. We do have some door knocking, but if you don't want to do that, you can call and text. You can do it right here in Murray County. You can do it from your iPhone or your computer. And so I'm a millennial. I'm in the in-between world. Zoomers like texting. Boomers like calling. So if you want to call, you can call. If you want to text, you can text. And here's the good news. If you're terrified of talking to Republicans, we can do it where you only have the Democrats. We have folks that are Democrats but don't vote very often. And we need to make sure that we think they're going to vote for me if they actually show up. So you just need to tell your fellow Democrats to get out there and vote. Now, some of you are better salesmen than a salesperson. The reality of it is I can go around with all my Red Bull in my shoes and stomp around 196 miles, but Murray County citizens are going to be better at selling me and convincing their fellow citizens of Murray County to vote for me than I am. Your trustworthiness in your community, the relationships you have, the friendships you build with your kids at school or at church or at the union hall or whatnot, people trust you. So you are the best validators of me in this community. So, will someone right now raise their hand and say they will do one shift, at least one shift of 1 hour between now and election day, and join over 600 volunteers who would volunteer for our game, including 75 in Murray County, who have made over 600,000 contacts with Tennessee voters? Will someone raise their hand and give me one shift? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And here's the final one. This is 3B. That's the formal way you can volunteer. Here's the informal way you can volunteer. We're Tennesseans. We know a lot more Republicans than we know Democrats. It's just the nature of geography. I need Democrats, but to be honest with you right now, more than anything, I need non-Democrats. I need folks who are normally not going to vote for Democrats. And here's the thing about it. They can go swipe for Donald Trump if they want to. They can do that. They can get it out to them. But a lot of folks in Tennessee, a lot of conservatives in Tennessee, just to maintain their bona fides as being independent, want to find one Democrat to vote for. I am the one Democrat Republicans should vote for. And let me tell you, here's how you convince them. We know, for better or mostly for worse, people love Andy Ogles. We don't necessarily, but people do. You know who wants to be congressman in 2022? Andy Ogles. He wants to be governor or congressman. He does not like Murray County. He wants to get out of here. He's not even from here, right? He's from Williamson. So he wants to get out of here. Tell them this. Tell your Republican friends this. If Chris Hale is not the outsider that he promised to be, if you think he becomes part of the establishment swamp, you don't like him in 2 years, you can vote for Andy Ogles for your congressman. I'm not asking for keys to the kingdom, okay? We know where we live. Chris Hale winning in 2020 is not guaranteeing him anything in 2022. There are a lot better and a lot more effective conservative members in this community than Scott Desjardins. Republicans don't like Scott Desjardins. 35% show up every year to vote against him. He's one of the only congressmen in the country who has a sub-50 approval rating You know what its approval rating is? 34%. That means in every three Tennesseans do not like him. But all the guys Republicans just vote for him because he has an R next to him. We need to convince them that I'm the Democrat worth voting for. And if they don't like me in 2 years, kick me to the curb and vote some other crazy person in there. And you need your little Andy Ogles in there. You know, you can have someone else in there who's more likable than Scott Deja Lake. I'm asking for 2 years. I'm not asking for peace. So, I'm asking you today, raise your hand if you have 5 conversations between now and election day with non-Democrats trying to convince them to vote for Chris Ham. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And if you want to do 10, 15, or 20, I appreciate it. Here's the reality. Joe Biden's doing a lot better in rural Tennessee than we ever expected. The data shows us that. He is doing well in suburban communities, but particularly in the rural communities. He has helped our campaign by simply being on the ballot. So the margins that we need are tight. So really, this is a conversation and a fight for a few votes here and there. So the inches we need are all around us. The votes on November 3rd, I'm not sure we'll all be. Lord knows we'll all be at that point. Hopefully alive still after 196 miles. But you could gather right here in the square of Murray County. That courthouse which holds so much in it, the joys, the hopes, but also the scars of our community, the trials of our community. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to celebrate. Because on that day, 17 short days from now, we're going to redeem what it means to be an American. We're going to dream for ourselves and our children. We're going to return to Tennessee that we long for in our hearts. We're going to be filled in our civic life. We're going to do it together. So, folks, I hope you can see it now. I promise you throughout the summer that each and every time I came and see it, you would feel it more and more in your heart, and we feel more and more in your life. 17 days, the grace of God and the means of a free and fair election, you're looking at your next Congress. Thank y'all for coming.